Okay guys, on this DVD we're going to be working a lot of chokes, okay? The first one we're going to talk about is what I call no-gi Bravo choke, okay? First of all, I'm going to explain to you guys where the no-gi Bravo choke came from, how we developed it, and, you know, possibilities from there, okay? So, basically, the position came originally, Leo Vieira was doing this choke a lot back, you know, maybe a few years ago. He would open the guy's collar and feed it to this hand, right? And then he would deepen this arm right under the guy's armpit and reach for that same collar, okay? Now you have this hand free to choke, or just choke with one hand, okay? So back then when I was a brown belt, maybe 2002, 3, I started doing this choke a lot, this Bravo choke. And then at the same time we started training a lot no-gi. And by instinct, every time the guy would go to half guard, I would just put my arm inside and reach over. I got pretty long arms, so I just reach over and just keep my arm there. Okay, just by instinct, looking for that collar. And then when I got this position, I just started, you know what? Just switch to a triangle, arm triangle, and that's kind of where the position came from. I'm not claiming to have invented the position. Maybe people have done it before I did. All I'm saying is that I was never taught the position. It just came naturally. I was looking for the Bravo choke. I started deepening the arm and, you know, closing that triangle, and I started getting the position. I've been quite successful with it. I've been doing a lot in training. That's the position. I won the absolute final in Abu Dhabi 2007. I won the final with this position. I mean, it comes from many situations. It doesn't come from the half guard only. It comes from, once you understand the position, you'll see that it comes from almost anywhere. You can look for it everywhere, okay? So I want to make sure you guys understand this, and I want to show you guys the way I apply it, the way I do it, the way it works for me, so you guys can do it in training, you can do it in competition. It's an effective position. Now I'm going to be showing you guys a few details from this choke, okay? There's a lot of positioning that a lot of people get wrong, people don't fully understand. I'm just going to be showing you guys details, how to apply pressure, where to apply pressure, and how to really, really lock the position, okay? So first of all, I need my opponent on his side, okay? He can't be on his back. I need him on his side, normally, okay? Now we're going to talk about in different situations when the guy's on his back, and we're going to talk about that later. But right now, I just want you guys to worry about this, okay? His shoulder has to be as close as possible to his head, okay? It's not that complicated. Just, you need his arm, see? It's basically like a triangle from the guard. He needs his arm close to his face, okay? Now what I'm going to do from here, I'm going to deepen this arm as deep as possible, okay? Now, I can hold the back of his head if I like. I can kind of push his head to the inside a little if I want. The guy might be trying to back away. Just push on the inside. See how I deepen my arm? The deeper, the better, okay? Now, when I do this choke, I got to make sure I have this on the side of his neck, okay? I'm not going to choke him with this, not with this. This is what's going to submit the guy, okay? So you can't hold the guy like this. This is nothing. See how I just turn my arm around and I make sure I keep the bone on the side of his neck? This is what's going to catch the guy, okay? Now, what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to lock a triangle, see? And just lock up, almost like a rear naked choke, and hold the back. Okay, here's your line of booking. And it's kind of like a grip here on the side of his back. Okay? I'm just going to squeeze a little like a rear naked, cement the guy. See how I apply pressure with my chest on his arm? It's very important that I push him down with my chest, with my body weight. Okay? See how I have his arm across? Okay? If he had his arm open, it would be much, much harder. I need his arm across. Okay? See? Do it again. So I got him over here. See how I deepen my arm? As deep as possible. Then I'm going to have my chest on his shoulder, on his tricep. I deepen my arm, and I lock it. Now I'm going to apply the pressure, just like a rear naked. I'm going to pull this elbow up slowly. I got this, just this. It's that simple, okay? All right. I got this again. I'm going to deepen my arm. See how I have the side of my arm on the side of his neck? If the guy's fighting over here, I can always fight him with this arm, fix it with this hand, and then I'm going to lock it, okay? Slowly apply the pressure. And you got him. Okay, now we're going to be working some more important details, okay? Later on, we're going to work some really, really big stuff, important details that are going to make a huge difference when you apply this Bravo choke, okay? But right now, just like something a little small here that's going to make a big difference, all right? So I'll be doing this choke, right? And a lot of you guys may be asking, why can't he get his arm out? Oh, you know what? If I give him space, he will. He's just going to move his arm out. And a lot of people do this, like, yo, get this position and let the guy get his arm out. This is very common, okay? So whenever I apply this position, normally I hold the back of his head first. See how I apply pressure with my chest? I want to make sure he doesn't get his arm out, okay? Even if I don't go and lock the triangle directly, I just hold my hands there. You know, just keep the position right here. He's stuck. He can't get his arm out. And if I give him space, he's getting his arm out. You got to make sure you understand this. Okay, whenever you apply this position, you need that pressure even before you finish the position. You need that control. Don't let him get his arm out, okay? He'll be trying to escape it this way, that way. He'll be trying to open it up for an underhook. Okay, can't let him go back. I need this arm across, okay? This is where I want him, right here. This is the position I'm looking for, okay? So see how I keep my chest heavy on his arm? It's not going anywhere. He's stuck. Now I cut him. Look. So one more time. I'll be over here. I got this position. I keep him trapped. Look. He can move all he wants. Where is he going? He's not going anywhere. See how low I keep myself? If I give him any room, he'll get his arm out. Okay? I'm close. Lock. And submit. Okay, now we reach the point where we're going to be talking about very, very important details. It's going to be a huge difference in the position. Now, if you don't understand this, you're never going to be able to apply the position. Okay? Now, a lot of people do this wrong. They don't realize. And when they try to do this Bravo choke, they're asking themselves, what am I doing wrong? What you're doing wrong is you're trying to submit the guy while the guy has the underhook. I can't submit him from here unless I have incredible long arms. See, I got pretty long arms, man. Look, see how I can't deepen my arm? Remember when I said I need that arm deep? Look at the difference between this, look how far I can reach, and this. See how it doesn't go through? I need to get rid of this underhook. This is very common, okay? So if the guy has a good underhook, I can't choke him from here. I just can't, okay? So basically what I'm going to be doing, now this is going to make a huge difference when you guys understand this, okay? I like to grab his chin, okay? Just keep some control of his head. What I'm going to do from here is sprawl. See how his arm comes out? Okay, so I'll have this position right here. I like to grab his chin. I'll keep some control of his head. I'm going to sprawl. See how his arm comes out? That's what I was looking for, okay? I need to get rid of that arm. Look, underhook me. Look how high he keeps his shoulder. Okay? Look how high his shoulder is. Okay? When it's high, I have a hard time reaching in. Okay? If his shoulder were low, even if he had an underhook, I might still be able to do it, but as he keeps it high, the arm just doesn't go through. I don't care how long your arms are. It just doesn't go. Okay? So what I gotta do from here is sprawl. Once I sprawl, now I got the position. Now I can deepen it and lock. Okay, one more time. So I have this position right here, and it opens the underhook. I can't really choke the guy. Right here. Push his head down, I can't get it. Keep control of his chin. Sprawl. So it's a fast sprawl. I don't have to sprawl completely. I just got to get rid of that arm. It comes out pretty easily. Okay? The reason it doesn't come out directly, it's kind of like stuck on the back. Or I just move my body to the side. See how I get rid of it? And I deepen my arm, catch and choke. And that's how you submit him. Okay, guys, now a lot of times when I do this position, this is very common, especially if the guy's smart, okay? Or, I mean, let's say that guy's shooting in, or for a single or a double, or the guy's playing the half guard, but he's not going to stay on his side. He's going to try to come up, which is probably the correct thing for him to do, okay? So let's say he has this underhook. And remember how high his shoulder should be when you underhook? Can't get my arm through. I'm going to do the same thing I was doing before. I'm going to sprawl, get rid of that arm, okay? But see, when I sprawl, now he's on his knees, okay? Like, I could probably put him back on his side and finish him, okay? Well, let's consider that this guy is very smart, okay? He's not going to go to his side. Oh, he's strong. He's just not going to fall over like that. Now, so when I get this, right, get rid of that arm, he stays on his knees. Good. Okay? He stays on his knees, okay? Now, I could get the Bravo from here, but look, it's kind of awkward in a way. I mean, once you try this position at home or training, look, it's kind of funny. Because he's not on his side, okay? I like to choke him when he's on his side. right? So what I'm going to do from here, and this is special, this is special when you have shorter arms. Let's say you don't have those long arms and can't get your arm through. This is how this position is going to work, okay? So I'm going to get this, I sprawl, he goes with his knees, good. What I'm going to do is, as I deepen my arm, I'm going to spin. You see how I kind of go under? And when I go under, see how deep my arm goes? I kind of follow the guy around. That's when I lock it. Start turning inside. Okay? One more time. So I'll be here. I got this control. He has a good underhook. Gotta get rid of that arm. Got rid of the arm. He stays on his knees. Okay? I could choke him from here. It's just not the same. Look where my arm is. See, I don't have good control. I'm going to push his head out and sit down. See how when I spin underneath him, look how deep my arm goes. Lock it. Okay? Now just kind of just put pressure and follow the guy around. That's enough to finish him. Just to remind you guys, we're still doing the details. We're still working like the basics of the position. We're not even getting into the submission. To the options I got and for where the places I can apply the submission from. Okay. Right now we're just focusing on details. Make sure you guys get the submission when you apply it. Okay. It's very, very common. You see people doing it and not tapping people. Okay. You get it and they miss something. Okay. So I'm going to make sure you understand every aspect of the position so you don't get it wrong. Okay. So one more time. Same situation, you got a good underhook, I go in, but look, can't deepen my arm. I'm going to grab his chin, make sure he doesn't escape. So it's not really, sometimes it's not even a sprawl, just move that way, get rid of his arm. He goes with his knees, he starts fighting me here. Look, got to deepen my arm, but look, I don't have a good position. What I'm going to do is, as I push his head inside, I drop. And now I got it, okay? But let's say my opponent is very resistant, okay? He's very strong, he's got a strong neck. He's not tapping, okay? For some reason, I don't got a good lock, okay? Let's say I have shorter arms or I just don't have that pressure. Let's say he's not tapping. What I'm going to do from here is, as I walk towards him, underneath him, I'm going to turn him around. And now I'm top again. But see, when I'm on top, I got much better pressure, okay? He might try to go back to his knees. Okay? But now I got it tight. So when he tries to go back to his knees, I'm just going to push him. Okay? You don't have to be strong to do this. You just have to push yourself to your body. And he falls over. I just push him. And he falls over. And now it's really tight. Just apply the pressure slowly. And he's submitted. Okay? Let's do it again. So I got this. Okay? I'm going to deepen my arm. See how I can't get it through? Grab his chin. Get rid of his arm. Okay? Now he's fighting me from here. Look, as I push his head down, I'm going to deepen it. I spin and fall over. Caught him, okay? Normally the guy will tap from here, but let's say the guy's very resistant, he doesn't want to tap. I'm just going to go underneath him. Okay? Let's say he tries to go to his knees. You just got to push him down. It's not that hard to do. You just got to push yourself. And the guy's going to fall over. He has no base. He's going to try to go back to where he was. Just push him back, okay? And from here, he's caught. Can't go anywhere. All right, now we're going to move on to our final important detail, okay? These are things that are going to happen in the match. These are things you're going to run into, okay? This is very, very common. The guys start defending the position. So, in this situation right here, it could be in a half guard, doesn't really matter. Frontal headlock, doesn't really matter, okay? Let's say when I start deepening this arm, he closes his elbow. He's not giving me any room, okay? So he's fighting me up here. This is very common, okay? What I'm going to do, I need to get my hand inside, okay? And make this grip right here, okay? Make it comfortable. Normally I'm holding his chin, but when I get that arm inside, I'm just going to make a grip, finger grip, okay? So I'm going to be fighting him here now, right? And what I'm going to do is I need to create that space so I can deepen my right arm. I'm going to start dragging him this way. See, when I pull him this way, look at the space I created. Look at this, okay? If I pull on his elbow, right. So let's say he's defending, I can't get my arm inside, he's fighting me, I make a good finger grip, look. I start pulling him backwards, right? I move my body, it's not just my arm. See how my whole body's moving? Look, I pull him this way, look at the space I created, okay? Now look, now what I got? I got his shoulder right next to his head. That's what I wanted, okay? So I'll be here. I get my arm inside, my hand inside. fighting him here. Look, I drag him this way. And look at the position I got. His head is right next to his shoulder. And I got my submission. Okay, now we're going to move on to the positions, okay? Now, this position right here is one of my favorite situations to apply the Bravo choke is when the guy shoots in. I just love when the guy shoots in, goes for a single or a double. That's when I really started looking for my Bravo choke, and I see it there all the time, every time the guy shoots in, okay? So I'm going to give him my leg. He's going to shoot in, right? It's very, very common. I'm going to sprawl on his shoulder now, okay? I need to create some space. I can't just, go for the choke directly. Maybe I could, just normally I like to sprawl. I got to get rid of this arm right here. Okay, this arm is going to be a problem. Okay, in a way, this arm is sort of an underhook. Okay, remember that underhook? It's giving me a problem. Okay, it's basically the same thing. So I got to get rid of this shoulder, and I'm going to get rid of it in the same way. Okay, so I'm going to hold his chin right now. So I can control his chin, his neck. Not going to choke him, but look, it's going to control. Now throw this arm inside. All right. Now he's probably going to be pushing forward. I got to sprawl him that way. Okay? When I sprawl, I'm going to make myself heavy on his shoulder. So basically, I'm going to be kicking this leg that way. This position right here. Okay? So I'll be right here. I've got to be on my leg. I'm going to throw this leg that way. Make myself really heavy. Okay? Now the guy has to let go. You know why? If he stays on my leg, it's almost like a shoulder lock. It's almost like he's going to get submitted. Okay? So let's say I'm just sprawling right now. Look at his hand. See how it's strapped? If he doesn't let go, he's going to sleep. It's almost like he's tapping. Okay? So he's going to get his arm out on his own. Okay? He's going to want to get his arm out of there because it's almost like a shoulder lock. Okay? So I'll be here. Sprawl. Look. Now I'm back on my knees. When I'm back on my knees, what am I looking for? If he's opening up his elbow, I can always close it. The way I just showed you guys. Create that space. Roll underneath him. Okay? One more time. So he'll have this, he'll be fighting me, gotta sprawl on this shoulder. Come on, okay, I got this. Controlling his head if I like. Get this arm inside, prepare for my Bravo. Look at his hand trapped. He has to let go, otherwise he's gonna hurt himself. Sprawl, get rid of his arm. Control his head. Where is he going? He's not going anywhere. If he's fighting me on this side, remember that arm detail. I'm gonna pull his arm, create that room, so what? So I can get this. This is what I'm looking for, remember? His shoulder right next to his head. I'm going to deepen my arm. I could go directly, but normally I want to spin it. As I pull his head, I can deepen it. Caught him. Okay guys, now we're going to be working the same Bravo choke, but now from the half guard. Now there's two situations in the half guard. One is when the guy has a bad underhook, and two when he has a good underhook, okay? First what we're going to do when the guy has a bad underhook. So let's say a bad underhook is what? When he doesn't have his shoulder underneath my armpit. If he had his shoulder underneath my armpit, and this is a good underhook for him. See, my arm doesn't go deep. I don't have much control. Okay? See how he has his shoulder, but he can't get my arm inside? I couldn't possibly reach the back of his neck. Okay? Now a bad underhook would be what? Let's say he's just holding this. Or look how deep my arm goes. Okay? This is the first one we're going to be working. Alright? So let's say I got this. See this elbow? This elbow's, it's kind of making it harder for me. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull his elbow down. Put him on his back. Okay? In case he has his elbow on the floor. If he doesn't, if he's already there, I just go directly. But if I'm having a problem with this, I just reach for his elbow, push it down. Okay? Now I'm still fighting his head. A lot of times I try to bring his head back so I can't lock the Bravo choke. What I'm going to do is push his head down as I deepen my left arm. I'm going to lock it. Okay? Lock it and submit him from here. Now from here, I don't have to spin. I could if I wanted to, but see how he's trapping my leg in half guard? See how he's trapping my leg? It's going to stay in half guard. Okay? Now, whenever I stay in half guard and I want to apply this choke, I got to make sure I have the knee on the belly. Okay? If the guy's a good half guard player, he might be trying to throw my knee on the inside, and if he has an underhook, next thing you know, he might be trying to come up and sweeping me. Okay? Now, whenever I have knee on the belly, see how I have my knee on his belly? This control right here, he can't really come up. Now he can't really play his half guard game. If he's a good half guard player, he's going to be trying to throw my knee to the inside, and now he can come up. Okay? As long as I have knee on the belly, he can't come up and make us see him. See? So I gotta fight him here as well. So, like, he might not even try to underhook me. Now I'm gonna fight him, okay? I gotta get that arm through. Get that arm. I have knee on the belly, he underhooks me, push his head down, deep in my arm, fix the position, lock it, submit. See? With knee on the belly the whole time. Okay, we're still working the half guard position, but now we're considering that he has a good underhook, okay? So let's say he has his arm really up high, and a good underhook means what? He has his shoulder under my armpit. So now I still can't pass the guard this way, because if I do, it's going to go to my back, okay? So, basically from half guard, if he has a good underhook, I can't really apply that Bravo choke, okay? So I got to get rid of this underhook first, or do something about it, okay? Like, remember how I just said that I can't cross my knee? I can't cross my knee because I'm not blocking him following me around, okay? If I block him with this hand, so I'm going to throw my hand over his armpit, and the back of my hand on his chest, now this is going to prevent him from following me around. If I do this, now I can pass his guard, okay? But I'm not going to go to side control, because that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking to, force him to his knees so I can work that Bravo choke, okay? So now, see this knee, remember how I was on his belly to prevent him from coming up? I got to cross it, okay? And he's not going to go anywhere because, I'm blocking him. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cross my knee that way. I can't cross it that way because now if I do it this way, he might be able to follow me around, okay? But when I cross it that way, look, remember that shoulder lock? See how his arm is around my back? Okay? When I sprawl this way, he has to let go, because there's a lot of pressure on his shoulder, okay? Now, most likely what's going to happen is he's going to go to his knees. Okay? So you go to his knees, got him here, right? Remember? Grab his chin, create some space. Over here. Create some space. If the guy's fighting with his elbow, drag him this way. Now I got the space I needed. I'm going to deepen my left arm, okay? As deep as possible as I spin inside. I can always push his head to create more space, okay? When I push his head, I keep his head low, my arm goes deeper, okay? I lock it and submit him, okay? One more time. And remember, now I can pass his guard because look, I'm blocking his chest. Now if I didn't have anything and I crossed my knee, then he would be on my back, okay? I'll go back. So when I do this, and I sprawl that way, now I can pass, okay? I can come forward. If the guy lets me, I can go to side control if I want. But most likely this guy's going to follow me around, and he's going to go to his knees. This is where we're going to end up. This is where we're going to end up, okay? So I'm controlling this chin, I'm fighting his elbow to create space for my left arm. I deepen it, see? I can pull his head down if I like. Switch the arm triangle. And submit him. Okay, now we're going to do a position that I call an armless Bravo choke, okay? So we're still in half guard here. Christian has an underhook, deep in my arm. Now let's say Christian is really scared of my Bravo choke, okay? He's really cautious about it. When he realizes that's what I'm working, let me push his head down. I do this a lot, Guy tries to back away, I push his head down. What he does is, if I don't put the right pressure, he's going to get his arm out. This is very common. And he gets his arm out, okay? This is very, very common. Okay? So I'll be in this position, and put you left first. And he gets his arm out like this. Okay? And I miss the position. It's very, very common. Happens a lot. So I'll be here. I'll be working the choke. He gets his arm out. Okay? See how I still have my arm on his neck? I'm going to keep it there. Okay? So instead of just letting go and starting from scratch, I'm going to deepen my arm. Even if I don't have his arm trapped. I'm just going to deepen it, and my bicep is going to fit on his neck, okay? I caught him. Now lock the same triangle and apply the pressure the same way. He's tapping, okay? One more time. So I'll be here. I'll be working this arm. He gets his arm out, okay? If I can get him here, I can still submit him. Well, let's say he gets his arm out, okay? I'm going to deepen it. Push his head down, okay? Lock it and submit him, okay? One more time. So I'm here, fighting him, exactly. He gets his arm out before I even go for the Bravo. When I start going for the Bravo, he already gets his arm out. I'm still fighting him. He might think, Robert doesn't have a Bravo choke anymore, so it's okay if he grabs my head. Well, I still got this. Push his head down, deepen my arm, same way. Lock it. See how I have my chest on his head? I don't want him moving his head around. I want to keep some sort of control of him. And when I got this, just slowly apply the pressure. And he's submitted. Okay? You notice how I still have my knee on his belly? Okay? I want to make sure I have this knee in the belly because I don't want him coming up for the sweep. I don't want him fighting me from half guard. So I keep this knee on the belly to make sure he doesn't come up. I'll do it one more time. So I'm going for this. He gets his arm out. Start fighting his head. Deepen it. Lock it. And submit him. Okay, guys, now we're going to work a position, a Bravo choke, I developed from the bottom position. Okay? Now, remember, like I said, that this position, Bravo choke, once you master, you start seeing it from different situations. Well, I was training one day and I was going for the arm drag, just basic arm drag, and what happened is the guy kind of leaned on top of me. Okay? This is where I'm going to do the position from. What I'm going to do is I'm going to deepen my arm, grab the back of his head. Okay, so I reach for the back of his head. Okay? It's just all I need is his head low. Okay? So I got. As he's playing passing my guard, I just push his wrist inside, go for the regular arm drag, okay? Now, I need this, okay? I'm going to push his head down in case it's not low, lock it, and spin. Same position, okay? So let's do it again. So in my butterfly guard, he'll be trying to pass. I like to control his wrist when I arm drag. I'm going to go, not for his elbow, for his armpit. See? I'm going to push it this way, okay? Let's say for some reason the guy puts his head low and tries to pass my guard. That's normally what the guys try to do. Try to jump over. Pull back to lado. Pull past my guard, pass my guard, pass my guard. See? This is very common, okay? This is where my position is going to come from. When the guy tries to do this position. So I go for my arm drag, and he tries maybe start jump to the other side, and he can pass my guard if he wants. Pass my guard. I don't care if he passes my guard. I got this. Okay? So one more time. It's very, very common when you arm drag the guy. This is actually his defense. When I arm drag, he's supposed to pass that way. Okay? So when he does this, if he puts his head low, just grab him. Okay? One more time. Pode passar minha agora, fazer isso. De novo. I got this. Não abaixa a cabeça. Deixa eu abaixar a cabeça para você. So over here, got him. Reach over, push his head to the inside. Lock. And submit. And remember, in case this guy is trying to pass my guard, no problem. Look. You can go to side control if he wants. He's in side control. Look. Okay, one more time. You got this. Arm drag him, he starts passing my guard. Start reaching under. And I got him in another Bravo choke. Okay, guys, now we're going to move on to a different position, okay? A lot of people get this confused with the Bravo choke because they're kind of similar. But this position was made very famous by some big-time MMA fighters. Some people call it anaconda, some people call it just a regular arm triangle. It just depends on what you want to call it, okay? It's basically the opposite of the Bravo choke, okay? This will choke the same way. It just works the opposite way. Remember in the Bravo choke, I was getting this arm on the inside? Remember? I got the opposite now. I want to get this arm on the inside, okay? It's the opposite, all right? So I'll be here. I'm going to deepen this arm, okay? One more time, just going to work a few details, and then we're going to move on to the positions, okay? So I'm going to deepen this arm and trap his triceps. See how I do this? Okay? Very simple. Go over his head, get this. Now what I'm going to do is, I can drag him a little bit if I want. I like to do this, create this kind of space, because this does this. It gets his shoulder close to his head. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, remember, every time I do this kind of chokes, I need this. Okay, if there's too much distance between his shoulder and his head, I can't really do the position. If this is far away, see how my arm doesn't get through? I need this closeness. Okay, so every time I want to work this position, I normally grab the chin and I start dragging the guy's elbow. Okay, now this is going to get his shoulder really close to his head, and that's going to make it possible for me to reach the other side. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lock that same triangle. See? So I close it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to roll. I'm going to roll the same side of my arm. So if my arm is that way, I'm going to roll this way. Turn with it. And submit him. Okay, one more time. So let's say the guy shoots in. Get my arm on the inside. With this good control, I'll be dragging his elbow, creating space as I deepen my arm. Okay? One more time. Over here. You could be shooting in for a single. Remember, if you had a single leg, same story. I'm going to sprawl the same way, putting pressure on his shoulder. And I go back to the front headlock, and I control his chin. See, when I control his chin, it makes it really hard for him to back away. He might be trying to move that way, but when I control his chin, it makes it really hard for him. It's very uncomfortable. Doesn't mean he can't get out. It just makes it really hard and uncomfortable for him. And at the same time, you got to remember, I'm going to be dragging him with his elbow. I'm bringing him this way. It makes it really hard for him. Okay? I'm dragging him this way. Now I'm going to deepen this arm. Normally I like to hold him on his shoulder like this until I have time to get my arm free and lock my triangle. I'm going to spin this way. And from here, I submit him. Okay guys, I'm still working the anaconda choke from the front headlock. I'll be in this position right here. Now, let's say you don't like to let go of the grip, okay? Let's say, you don't like to control the guy's chin and control this. You can control this if you like. Make this grip over here. It's okay, it will work as well, okay? Personally, I like to control the chin, and I like to have this arm free to work, but if you prefer to have that good, safe control, you can go have this, okay? No problem. Okay, so now what I'm doing is this. Make my grip. Okay, I'm going to be dragging his elbow now with my own elbow. It's the same story. See how I pull him this way? It's the same thing. Instead of holding his chin and pulling him this way, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my finger grip and I'm going to pull him with my own elbow. See? Got him. Alright? Now the same story. I'm going to deepen my arm and control his shoulder. Remember, this is what I'm looking for. His shoulder close to his head. Once it's close, I can deepen my arm, lock it, turn, and submit. Okay? Let's do it again. Okay? So I got this. Instead of controlling his chin and controlling his elbow, I'm going to make a finger grip. I'm going to drag him, create the space, deepen my arm, lock, and roll. Okay? Now guys, let's say that for some reason when I roll, this guy's very strong, has good resistance. He's not tapping, okay? I'm just choking him, he's not going anywhere. Get that pressure. I just can't finish the guy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to trap his legs with my own. Okay? Trap both his legs. If I can only trap one, it's not a problem. But preferably, I like both. Okay? What I'll do is just bridge a little, and then we'll finish. Okay? One more time. So I'll be over here, make that finger grip. I'm going to drag him this way. See? Create that space. And move my body. Create that space. The more space, the better. The closer his arm is to his head, the better. And deepen it. I'm going to lock, and I'm going to roll. Okay? Now when I roll, I'm trying to finish him here. He's very strong. He's not tapping. I'm going to reach. I'm going to almost like make a little jump. Okay? And reach over for his legs. Okay? So I'm going to trap him. I'm going to cross. And I'm going to kind of push him with my stomach. Bridge a little. And that will be enough to make him down. Okay guys, we're going to move on now to a different position, okay? Now, a lot of times when I'm working my Bravo choke or my Anaconda, what happens is this guy closes his arms really tight around his body, okay? Okay, so I have control of his chin, but I won't have control, I can't really, I'm fighting his elbow, this guy's really strong, I can't move him, and he just stays like this. Okay, he knows what I'm doing. He knows that I'm looking for that Bravo choke, he knows I'm looking for that Anaconda. He's not going anywhere. What I'm going to do is what I call a T-Rex choke. Okay? I keep my arms really close to my body. Okay, like this. What I'm going to do is, see how I'm still holding his chin? Okay? Got this good grip. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a grip over it with my other hand. This is what I'm going to be doing. Okay? This grip right here. I hold one, I hold two. I got to keep both my elbows around the back of his ears. Okay? I got to keep myself like this, really close to him. Okay? If I make the other hand, doesn't matter. Okay, I got to lock his head with my own arms. Okay? You see what I got? So I got him right here. Okay, lock my elbows. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to apply pressure with my hands, and I'm going to push his head with my stomach. Okay? So I got him here. I'm just, look at my stomach, I'm just going to push. He's caught. Okay? He's not going anywhere. Okay? You got to make sure you lock your forearms right around his ears. Okay? You don't want him moving his head around. So I got 1, 2, lock. This control right here. okay? It's a fast choke. I got to surprise him. I'm going to push him with my belly. He's caught in a submission, okay? Do it one more time. So I grab his chin, okay? Okay, the guy's defending. He's preventing me from going for my Bravo choke. He's preventing me from going for the anaconda. I can't get this, okay? Can't get my arm inside. The guy's fighting me. He's very strong. I'm going to go up front. And I'm going to grab my own hand, okay? I'm going to lock both my elbows as close as possible to his head. I'm going to put my belly right on the top of his head, okay? And I'm going to put pressure, okay? And he's not going anywhere. See, he's stuck. As long as I keep control of his chin, he can push all day. He can't go anywhere. He's really, really stuck. He can't go anywhere. He's going to tap in this position very, very fast, okay? It's a lot of pressure right on his throat directly with my own hand. Okay, so he can't go anywhere. Just make sure you push this right up his neck. Okay, I got this. I got this right on his neck. And he's caught. Okay, guys, we're still working my T-Rex choke. Okay, when I get this position here, look, see how I have always, whenever I choke, I get my elbows right next to my body? I gotta keep my elbows as close to my body as possible, okay? Because I need to put pressure on his head with my own stomach, okay? So remember, when I get this, look, I get this position right here. See, like, I kind of, hide my elbows like a T-Rex, okay? I get this, I hide it, put pressure with my stomach, it's over, okay? Now, what's gonna happen here? Let's say Christian is very resistant, he's got a strong neck, doesn't want to tap, okay? Happens all the time. Get this choke, when the guy's defending, can't get the Bravo, can't get the anaconda, I get both his, get control of his chin, he tries to stand up. Keep it. So he stands up, that's exactly what he does. He normally puts both his hands on my knees. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to be following him around. I can't just let him go, unless I want to stand up with him, But if I want to submit him here, I got to follow him around with my belly, okay? So I'm going to apply pressure and keep following him around, okay? It's kind of awkward. You got to kind of walk around like this, pushing your hips and your stomach forward and applying pressure. So if the guy he goes across the mat walking backwards, you got to follow him around, okay? One more time. So I'll be working my Bravo choke, can't get it. I'll be working my anaconda, can't get it. I'm going to have both my hands in front of his face, control his chin, lock my forearms, okay? Now when I start applying pressure, he stands up. It's very, very common, okay? What I'm going to do is just going to walk around wherever he goes. Okay, don't let go. Keep walking, keep walking, keep walking. Until he taps, okay? You got to keep that pressure. Remember, don't let go of this chin. He's going to try to push your hands away. Keep that pressure. Follow him around. If he starts walking backwards and I just stay, he's going to get out, okay? And just stay. He's going to probably, turn his chin to the side a little bit and escape. So whenever he starts walking back, you got to be able to follow him around. And he's submitted. Okay, guys, I'm going to show you guys a position I learned a long time ago from a good friend of mine. I've been using a lot this position lately. At first, when I learned it, I had a hard time doing it. Now I've kind of figured out how it works and where it comes from. And I've been using it a lot. I just call it stepping over the head choke. So basically, I'm going to be in this position right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to deepen my left arm just a little bit. Not like the Bravo choke. I'm not going to go all the way. Just a little bit so I can make a grip right here. Now I can make this grip right here if I like, or this one. I prefer this one right here. Okay? So I'm going to make this grip. Okay? Now there's going to be some space here before I got to move his head out. So I got to make sure I put my forearm on the back of his neck. Now I can't wait too long here. If I take too long, this guy's going to start preventing what I'm doing, start backing away, start controlling my grip. What I'm going to do here now is I'm going to give him my foot. And he's going to grab it. Most likely he'll grab it. Okay? Most guys, when he sees that foot, they just grab my foot and try to put me on my butt. This is very common. Okay? Let's say the guy doesn't grab it, just for instance. Okay? I'm going to step inside. It's the same thing. Okay? So let's say he's just on his knees. Okay, I'm just going to step inside. Okay? I got to step inside and lean forward just a little bit because I want to make it tight. Okay? I want to make sure my leg's on the back of his head. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit up just a little bit and I'm going to throw this leg over his back. Okay? Now I'm going to stretch my right leg. Okay? Now what's going to be choking him isn't really my hands. My hands are just going to be holding. I'm going to be stretching my right leg, and that's what's going to be choking him. Okay? Now I got to make sure I have this leg on the back of his head, because this is what's going to put the pressure. And I got to make sure I have this on his lower back. Okay? If I don't have this, he's just going to roll. He's going to roll, and I miss the position. Now from here I might have something else. It might, can probably still work my chokes here, but that's not what we're going to do now. We'll do that one later. Okay? So I got him here. I'm going to give him my foot. He's going to grab it. In case he doesn't grab it, all I have to do is step inside. I'm going to lean forward just a little bit, and I'm going to step over with my left leg. And see, I'm in this position. I'm going to stretch my legs, apply pressure, and he's going to tap. One more time. So I'll be here. I grab him. I'm going to give him my foot. He's going to hold. If he doesn't hold, all I'm going to do is step inside. I'm going to step inside. Same story. Okay? I lean forward just a little bit. I'm stepping on the ground. Now I'm going to throw my leg over his lower back. I'm going to fall in this position. It seems like he can get his head out, but he can't. He's stuck. Okay? He's not going anywhere. All I'm going to do is stretch. And he's tapping. Okay, guys, we're going to be working the same position now. We're just going to consider the guy defends the position, okay? There's a defense he can do. It's pretty simple. It's not that hard. And let's consider that he's blocking his position, okay? So I'm here, same situation. I'm in my grip. I keep my forearm, the back of his neck. Make sure this guy doesn't get his head out. I'm going to give him my foot. He's going to grab it, okay? Most likely he's going to start pulling me, trying to take me down, okay? I got to make sure I have this leg fitting on the back of his neck, okay? My leg is going to fit when I pull. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to sit up. Now when I sit up, what's going to happen is, let's say this guy's smart, okay? So he realizes what I'm doing, he knows the choke. Before I throw my left leg over, the leg that's going to trap him, he rolls. Okay? Now what I'm going to do here, I'm not going to let go. I could come up and maybe go to side control. We could end up both of us on our knees. But that's not what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let that arm go. Okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to deepen my left arm. Okay? I'm going to switch for a finger grip. I prefer this grip now. I was holding here. I'm going to make that finger grip and I'm going to deepen it. Okay? Okay, see how I make that finger grip? I'm going to deepen it as much as I can. Look at my arm. Now I'm going to put my forehead to the floor and I'm going to start sprawling. Okay? I'm going to choke him with a reversed arm and head triangle. Okay? So, see how I still have his shoulder on his head when I was choking him? We'll do it again, you'll see it. I got here, step, he's going to grab my foot, come up, and when I sit down to choke him, he's going to roll. Now from this position, I'm going to switch. You can go directly if you like. I just like this grip better from here. And switch. I'm going to come up. See how I maintain pressure with my body on his arm? It's very important. I keep him here. I don't want his arm too open. I want it right here, like a triangle. Okay? So I catch him here, deepen my arm. I'm going to put my forehead to the floor, and I'm going to start sprawling. Okay? One more time. Over here. Grab, give him my foot. Come up. When I start sitting down, throw my leg, it rolls. Okay? He's going to come up. Deepening my arm. Okay? I get this. Forehead to the floor, and I sprawl. Okay? What's going to be choking him is my bicep on his neck on this side, and his own arm on this side. Okay? Basically like a triangle from the guard. There'll be pressure from my biceps over here, pressure from his shoulder over here. Wrap his head around, make a good grip. If you like this better, no problem. Put your forehead to the floor and throw. That's another submission. Okay, some of you guys might be thinking at home that this position is a little fancy, a little sophisticated, doesn't look like it's work, looks kind of goofy. But I'm telling you, this position, I've been catching a lot of people in this position. I've been doing it almost every day at the gym. You know, people are flipping out this position in Brazil. Like, oh man, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. I've been doing it a lot. Like I said, I learned it from a good friend of mine a long time ago. Took me like the first 2 or 3 years, like, I hate this position, it doesn't work. You know, and after I got the hang of it and I realized where it comes from and how to apply it, I've been getting it all the time, you know. So, I mean, it's definitely a position you want to learn. And even if you don't like it, you know what? You got to learn it anyway because your opponents are probably learning it. So you got to make sure you understand what they're doing. Okay? So I'm in the same position here. Okay? I'm going to step. He's going to grab my foot. Now I'm going to step on my other foot. When I sit down, he rolls. Okay? Now what I'm going to do from here is I come up the same way I just did. Okay? I'm going to go to my knees. But when I start rolling, he's going to roll with me. He's going to go to his knees. Now look what I'm going to do. What do I have from here? Yeah. I got my Bravo choke. As I deepen my arm. If he had his back on the ground, like he did before, I was just going to put my forehead to the floor, put his cross my shoulder. And strong. Okay? But now he's rolling. Okay? I got my Bravo choke. Finish him. Okay? Again. Let's move this. That's a lot of position. I got this. I'm going to step. He's going to grab my foot. I come up. And with my back, he rolls. I'm going to come up with him. Look. I'm going to get my Bravo choke. Oh, let's say he's going to his knees. I don't have my arm deep enough. Remember, just roll. When I roll, I can deepen my arm. And now I submit him. Okay? I'll do it again. I'll be over here. Grab his head. He'll grab my foot. I come up. When I go to throw my leg, he rolls. Okay? I'm going to come up. Put my Bravo choke. And now I finish him. Okay, guys, now we're going to move on to a different part of the DVD. I'm not going to be we're just going to be talking about guillotines now. I'm not going to be showing you guys a million new ways of finishing the guillotine. I'm not going to be showing anything you guys already know. What I want to show you guys is a few details that I think are going to make your guillotines better. And most of all, I'm going to be showing you guys ways to get the guillotine where normally you wouldn't get it. Okay, I'm going to show you, start looking for that guillotine. Because a lot of people, when they, especially in MMA, I mean, they'll get the guillotine if the guy puts his head right here, okay? Then they'll get the guillotine, but they don't know how to look for it. And I see a lot of possibilities, a lot of ways that the guillotine can be applied in an MMA match, and especially in a cage, and a lot of people aren't using it, the position's there, but the guy, they don't see it, So I want to make sure you guys start looking for that guillotine from different situations, okay? So, they say the guy shoots in. He has his head in the middle, okay? Everyone's concerned about sprawling, which you should do, okay? But because I'm sprawling, that doesn't mean I still don't have a guillotine. Because he doesn't have his head right on my side, doesn't mean I don't have a guillotine, okay? So this guy over here, you gotta start pushing his head. If he's on his knees, if he's standing, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Say this guy's pressing me against the cage, and he's pressing me against the cage. He wants to pick me up and throw me and slam me on the ground. Look, instead of just, I can't get the guillotine from here, but look, if I move his head a little bit, now I got something, okay? So, you don't have the guillotine necessarily when the guy has his head under your armpit. You can move his head a little bit, okay? So this guy will, I'll be moving his head around and forcing myself into the position, okay? So I want you guys to start controlling his head, okay? Let's say you were clinching, okay? You're gonna clinch, okay? From this situation right here, right here, I could definitely do a guillotine, look. If I control his head and I put it down, I can start looking for that position, okay? Now, there's a lot of situations you can apply the guillotine. I just want to make sure you guys start looking for it. Start controlling that head. Like I said it before, I'm going to say it again. You don't need his head under your armpit to apply the guillotine. You need, all you need is the head, right here. You got to start looking for it, And you need to start doing this. This control right here. Look at this. This control, okay? So I'll be here with him in situation. Start looking for it, throwing his head. Force his head down. Now I'm grabbing it, okay? Now, important detail of the guillotine is whenever you apply this position, you need this choke. I don't want to deepen my arm too much. I don't like to choke him with this. This is too soft, too much meat here. I like this right here. This is what's going to choke him, okay? Now your grip should be normally this right here, okay? Some people like this grip right here. Some people like to hold their own wrist. It's not wrong if you do it like that. I like to apply pressure with this arm. I'm going to pull with this one, okay? So I get this right here, this kind of leverage. Okay, so I'll have this and this. Okay? Now another important detail on the guillotine that I think that a lot of people are missing is that whenever they get the guillotine on the ground or from standing, and they always bridge backwards. This is very common. You try to finish the guy from here. And what's going to happen here is the guy's going to slip his head out. Check out this. This is very, very common because people, they want to finish right away, and they're not worried about keeping the position, okay? So when the guy go like this, check out this. Got his head out, okay? So what I'm going to be doing here is, once I get the guillotine, let's say, look at that guy. I get the guillotine, instead of just going like this up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lean to the side and kind of twist his head, give him like a twisting motion. Now he's tapping, okay? I got to make sure I have his head trapped in the side of my body. So when he has this, look at that. When he has this, and instead of going like this, I'm just going to lean to the side, like this. Just turn him around just a little bit. And he's submitted, okay? One more time. Get to this. So we have his head in the middle. Apparently I don't have a guillotine. But look, if I move him around, I push his head to the side, maybe I can grab his chin a little, Now I got a guillotine. Instead of just going up, I lock my shoulder on the back of his neck, make sure he doesn't get his head out, and I'm going to turn to the side. And then he's finished. Okay guys, now we're going to be working on a few simple things from the guillotine, but will definitely improve your game, okay? This position will work especially for no-gi grappling and MMA. See a lot of people doing it wrong in a sense when they get the guillotine, like I said before, they're always trying to stretch the guy. They get this and they try to go like this. They go backwards and try to stretch. Next thing you know, the guy gets his head out. This is very common, especially if the guy's sweating. It makes it very, very slippery, okay? So they do this, they grab the head, got a perfect guillotine. And they just fall back like this. And the head comes out, okay? So now, I want to make sure you guys understand this. Whenever I get the guillotine, standing or in the closed guard, even if I'm in open guard, doesn't matter. I gotta make sure I try to put his head on the floor, okay? If we're standing, of course I can't do that, but from closed guard I can. I'm gonna force his head to the ground, okay? So when I get this, I'm gonna lean to the side, just a little bit. See how I lean to the side? And I make sure I keep the back of my shoulder on the back of his neck, okay? So I have it over here, I grab his head, I make this grip right here. This arm's going to be choking him. This arm's going to be helping. Like I said before, if you like this, it's okay. If you like this, it's okay. I like this right here, okay? So I got this position. See, I keep my shoulder on the back of his neck. I'm going to lean to the side, okay? I like to use this right here. Give it like a little movement, okay? See, I don't stretch the guy. I never stretch him. That's going to get him his head out. So when I get this, I'm going to lean to the side. Make sure I put his forehead on the floor. And then I finish him, okay? It's going to make it much, much harder for the guy to defend the position. See how I always, when I leave the side, I force his forehead to the floor? That's the most important detail. I don't want his hair, in the air like this. I don't want his hair up here, his head up here. When he has his head up there, that means he can breathe. He can defend the position much easier, okay? This is what he wants. If he wants to defend the guillotine, he would probably do this. He could force him to the other side. Now what I want is this. It's the opposite. Okay? I gotta force his head to the floor. I don't want his head up here. I don't want to finish him up here. I want his head to the floor. Okay? One more time. So I got this guillotine. Instead of falling that way, instead of falling backwards, I lean to the side. And I caught him in a good guillotine. Match is over.